Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to part 2 of tonight's edition of Lowdown Entertainment. We had just a wonderful chat session with Colton Gauss of Babs Motor Speedway on our StreamYard platform. And now we are live in-house in the studio with the Racing Frantz family. Left to right, I have Paul, AJ, and Russ, and 3 legendary drivers. And we got Joe Adams on the phone. You got me, Joe? I can't hear you, bud.
Good evening.
I still can't. Hang on one second. Let's get him set up here. How about now?
Good evening, guys.
Haha, there you are. I am not good with technology.
Oh, it's all good.
We're set now. That was a pretty good interview we just had there with Colton, huh?
Just an absolutely amazing young man. I was just blown away by him and everything that they have going on out there at Babs Motor Speedway.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, we're joined here live with Paul, AJ, and Russ Frantz, and I'm going to just start with Russ because, you know, it's kind of like Frank Cozy coming into the studio a few weeks ago. I got you up here. You know, when I was a little kid, I don't want to date myself, but when I was a little kid, man, and that red 10 car rolled out at Dorney Park, you were the guy to watch. So welcome, and thanks for coming on the show. And how did you first get involved in racing, Russ?
I used to go to Dorney Park and watch.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, I just was one night I said, oh, I can do this. And I went home and told my wife I was going to go racing. And she said, no, you're not. And I said, and she goes, well, I said, well, I'm going to buy a car and I work on it here and we'll just see what happens. And it took off from there.
So you were the first in your family?
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. And where did the number 10 come from?
I don't know.
Well, that was Schneeze's number.
That was Schneeze's number that I drove for, I guess. I actually started out with 08.
08?
Yeah.
Was your first number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was your first car you owned?
Yes.
Okay. How did that come about?
Actually, I worked at a gas station right on 15th Street, right off 22, and there was a car for sale, brown, but he was a plumber. And I don't know, I drove past it on a road test and saw a car for sale there. I'm like, well, maybe after work I'll stop there and see what he wants for it. And that's how I started out. I bought it and took it home.
And it was a race car already?
Yeah, it was a race car. Yep.
Okay.
It was a hobby, what they called a hobby stock
back
then.
then.
Yeah.
And what year about did you start?
1978.
Okay.
78?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Paul is my stats man.
Okay, so I was 3, and so you were very new to that when I was going to Dorney Park. So that's you came out of the box fast then.
Well, I think I drove 1 year for myself, and then I think after that is when Schneeze called me, Tom Snyder, over the winter and said, would I drive for him?
Yeah.
And, I said, sure. So.
Very good, very good. And how many championships and races do you think you won there at Dorney Park?
Dorney was one championship in 84.
Yeah.
And then he's the all-time feature winner with the late models in 21.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
And they closed in, what, 86?
86 was last year. His last year was 85. Well, almost 85.
So in just a few years, you racked up a lot of feature wins. That's good stuff. Paulie, how's it feel to be Russ Frantz's son?
It's awesome.
It's got to be cool. And, you know, everybody's got a dad, but nobody's got a cool dad like Russ.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, I always wanted to live up to being like him. And, you know, I try to pride myself on the racetrack as how he taught me the way he raced.
Yep.
You know, if you can't get by somebody, you go home and you work on the car, you make it better.
And I don't know anybody that got out of their car and came over to your pit and wanted to beat any of you guys up. So that's saying something. You guys race with respect, and you put the time in, and it shows on the racetrack.
Yeah, and that's what we always said, you know. We tell AJ, same thing with baseball, you know, the racing.
Absolutely.
You want to do good, you do the work in the garage or on the field beforehand. You don't just show up and go.
Yep.
Maybe one of my fondest memories was one year at Evergreen. people were complaining because between Dad and Eric Beers, they won, I think it was the first 7 races the one year. And everybody's complaining, oh, you guys are cheating and this and that. And Dad says, go home and work on your cars.
Yeah. Yeah. Put your energy into working instead of yapping.
Yep.
I agree. And then AJ, what do you think of this crew?
This is awesome.
This is awesome. AJ's going to be part of our Young Lions program this year. He's one of 3 kids we picked for the Young Lions program, and we look forward to working with you guys and getting out, doing some community stuff and some internet stuff and getting your race results, your grades, and just trying to kind of mold you a little bit if we can. Obviously, we have nothing to do.
Can I put AJ on the spot and see if he can come to Leo's league for us?
Yeah.
Well, we're hoping. I didn't commit yet because I don't know 100% if I have to work or not that Saturday.
I'd quit.
It's very hard, believe me, after 25 years of not having to work Saturdays, and all of a sudden I change positions.
Yes.
So it's spring sports, but if we don't have anything going, if I don't have to work, I plan on bringing the car over for that day.
That'd be great. We'd love to have you and the rest of the Young Lions guys, and gal, in attendance there. You put your mic just a little closer. There you go.
Barry, real quick from chat. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Please forgive me if I'm not. Heather Stolzel. That's my family. Love you, Daddy, Paul, and AJ. And Jason Kohler says, howdy, fellas. And Russ was good on dirt, too.
Okay, we're going to get to that dirt stuff here in a minute. But that's good. Good deal. And Heather is your wife.
No, Heather Stolzel, that's my sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't marry your sister.
No. Yeah,
Don't do that.
Yeah, she is one of our biggest supporters. We're in the process of figuring out how to get her son started in racing. He's got a few years yet. He'll be 2 this year. So, but I already said, hey, Heather, they have Juice Box Derby. So I said, no, we got to start thinking about this.
I want to say out at Motorama last weekend, they had a juice box race for 2 and 3-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Let them grow a little bit. Jeez Louise. I'm all for starting early, but holy cow. So, Russ, let's get back to Russ here. Obviously, you can't say enough about your son and your grandson racing. Like, how much time and effort do you put into their racing programs?
I put in pretty much time. I'm retired from my job, so now that gives me more free time.
God bless you.
Which I hate being retired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Especially in the winter, and especially when it gets dark so early, it's like
this winter was
5 o'clock
brutal.
feels like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I just hate winter. So it's summer when I can get out. I'm usually in the garage almost every day. I mean, when the car comes home, it's I usually have it in the garage and up on the lift, and thank goodness I put a lift in my garage.
Oh, yeah.
So that saved my back.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But I try to, get the car prepped, ready to go for the following week or whatever it is to go racing. And that's what I do.
Do you ever have the itch to climb back behind the wheel?
Yes and no.
Pretend your wife's not watching.
No, it doesn't. I might get in it for some warm up maybe this year just
Nice.
to feel the car out because it's a new car to us. So sometimes I have to get in the car to know. I can watch the car and see what it's doing, but I have a better feel if I get in the car
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
take it around for a couple laps and then feel it out.
Yeah, sure. And would that be in Paul's car or AJ's car?
In Paul's car.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a whole new setup this year, a whole new car? Or?
We're still figuring it out.
Okay.
Like I said, we bought it Easter weekend, and we talked to it was Randy Schlenker's car new, and we talked to Randy and said, hey, okay, this is what I'd start with. He says, but it's different now from when I raced. The tires are different, the frame heights. He said, so that's a little different, but he said, start there. And we were quick right out of the box.
Yeah.
But then, then this week, we had to buy new shocks for the car. We had to buy new springs. So we're still working on figuring out where we need to be with the car 100%.
Gotcha.
And so it's just the fine tuning now. We're really close.
It was a good piece last year. Every time I saw you run, you're challenging up front for a top 3 for sure.
Yeah, and unfortunately we found an issue by mistake. That was just working on things, and we found that the rear started coming apart. And that was the week we were leading. Unfortunately, we found it after the season was over. But, that's the thing, we work on the car like he says. I mean, without him, this wouldn't happen.
Right.
But, I always joke around. I said, when I was a kid, Dad, I want to race. I want a quarter midget. No, get your own car. Well, fine, I got my own car, and he's my biggest supporter.
There you go. And AJ started in quarter midgets, if I recall.
Yes.
And last time I saw him, he had 2 or 3 cars going. And are you still running quarter midgets, or you moved up here?
Finished with the quarter midgets.
Okay. And what are you running this year?
Hopefully a hobby stock. We haven't finalized everything yet.
Okay. And will that be your own car or for someone else?
It'll be for someone else.
Even better. Now, is Dad going to be allowed to work on it?
Well, I don't think we'll have a choice.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
That's always the brains.
Because, that's the wrench I'd want.
Like I said, the family we're talking to is a great family. Until we get things finalized, I'll keep them quiet.
Okay.
But it's a great family. We've known a long time. And if things work out, hopefully we can. I mean, they know what they're doing with the hobby stocks.
Mm-hmm.
But, hopefully we can get it to the shop and look at it too so we know where we're at. But I know they'll dial us in and keep us going because they helped us when he ran at Shangri-La last year.
Right.
They gave us some pointers like, okay, do this for the air pressure. And it worked out good,
Nice.
So I said he did good for his first time. I mean, like Dino Alberto called me after the first race. He said, you really threw him to the wolves. He was 14 years old. You threw him on a half-mile racetrack. I said, but he did good. He finished 9th on the track, but he got credit for 12th because the car was old, beat up, and slow, but he ran well.
Right. Is there any opportunities to put him in the street stock, or we're gonna crawl before we walk?
Yeah, we're still working at it. He's still learning how to drive the stick. I mean, he got a lot better from the first time in the car to the last time in that hobby stock, and he still says, Dad, I want to see you in a race yet before you get out of it.
I want to see that too. I thought we had it last year, man.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I said, no, we're working at it. I mean, he was a huge help to me, this past year. I mean, he really showed his maturity in racing and as a young adult.
Great.
I mean, I got out of the car at the track and I'm looking around like I didn't know what to do. For so many years, I went by myself. And Dad's there working on the car. He's there working on the car. Dad taught him how to check tire pressures, stagger, shock travel. So I got out of the car and I felt lost. But it was nice.
It's kind of nice, though, right?
Yes.
Right.
And so, I mean, he's learning. But when he was the quarter midget, like I said, with Dad being retired, every Wednesday when we ran Tuesday nights, okay, we're out in the garage. We're cleaning the car. We're going over the car. So Dad's teaching him the maintenance and where we're at, and he's trying to learn things. He's reading up on different things like what a spring will do, a stiffer spring will do in the right front, what a stiffer spring will do in the left front. So he's got the urge and he wants to learn.
Good. And we all know that races are won in the garage.
Yes.
You get to the track and you did your homework, you're already a top 5 car. Now go race.
It's like
things are going to happen. But
like I said to him the one night and in the quarter midgets, I mean, I have a lot of respect for Tim Buckwalder.
Absolutely.
And he has set up a car that was on the pole. AJ went out and won. I said, hey, who do you think's a better setup guy now?
Very nice. AJ, what are your goals? What are your goals for this year and in the future? What would you like to run ultimately?
Hopefully, at least street stock, maybe late models.
Locally?
Probably.
Mahoning Evergreen stuff?
Not Mahoning.
Not Mahoning. Just Evergreen. And traveling?
Maybe a little bit around Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York.
Nice. Well, I'm sure that'll happen. You're surrounded by great people, and like Joe always says, you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with, and you guys are surrounded by great people. Your family's always been awesome, and it shows on the track and in the community. I've always seen you guys at the walks and everything else. It's good stuff.
Barry, speaking of family, Diane Frantz says, so proud of my guys.
She should be. She should be.
Yeah, we love you, Mom.
And Heather says, bringing back FNS racing.
There you go. That shirt Russ is on brings back some memories.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what shirt to wear tonight.
That's perfect.
I went in the closet and came out. I said to my wife, what do you think? She goes, yeah, that looks good. She said, she's a great supporter. I mean, she's always been there for me. And she's one of our biggest supporters, and our daughter again, too. Her and with the grandson now, Cruz, coming up the line.
You still got those quarter midgets, right?
Well, we don't have the
No.
corner. We have the engine yet, so
Yeah, we have one engine, some
yeah.
parts,
You can always get a frame. I mean,
There you go.
You can always fix them. That's my theory. I got a welder and a torch. We can fix anything.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, Russ, at what point in your career did you jump on the dirt scene? And why, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, I don't know.
the end of '85 when he sold the Dorney car, and then bought actually his first dirt car. I'm kind of interrupting him, but
That's
actually I'm
okay.
a stats guy.
He knows more than I do as far as stats and years and dates. He's right on it. So.
His first dirt car he bought at the end of '85 was Fred Raymer's last Grandview car, the Rio Brothers R10.
Pretty stout piece.
Yes. Yep. So that was ending. So '86 is when we started down at Grandview.
And how many years did you run dirt?
It'll be 3 years: '86, '87, '88.
Okay. And how'd that go?
It was hit and miss. I mean, we finally got a setup that worked, and we were leading, and we were out by half a track lead with 2 to go, and got taken out by a lap car.
Oh, no. Racing's so dumb.
Yeah, but that's racing.
That's right. I don't know
it's
why
not
we
over
do
to the
it.
checkered falls.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I remember seeing and watching Russ at Grandview Speedway. I was in my late teens at that point in my life when he was down there, and he always had a beautiful, beautiful looking number 110. So brings back great memories to see you on the panel here. It's awesome stuff.
Thank
yeah,
you.
always
We
have pristine looking cars.
I always tried to keep my pride. I always said if the car looks good, it'll go good. So
Yeah.
my motto was keep it clean, and yeah.
So when did it go from the 10 to the 110?
At Grandview, actually. I think
Is
it
that
was.
right?
Yeah, because 10 was already taken down there. So I just said, well, if I was 10A for a while, and I'm like, you know what? The following year, I said, let's just put a 1 in front of it and make it 110.
Okay.
And that's how 110 became.
Nice.
So then when I came back to asphalt, because I was 10 on asphalt, but then when I came back to asphalt, I just kept 110. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point in time when you drove for Johnny down in Flemington, you drove for us for a little while there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a track I missed. That was fast, big fast track.
Yeah. Yeah, we went down there in a late model down there.
Yeah, one race actually.
The trucks were there.
Yep, the first time the NASCAR trucks were at Flemington in
Oh, I
1995.
think I told you my story about the truck race with Richard Petty there.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. We won't talk about that. But I remember that race well.
Yeah, that was a cool night.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys got the victory lane there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I said, August 19th. It's funny. It's a date that I'll always remember. August 19th, 95, he won the truck race there. And then August 19th, 2000 was the first night I ever won a race.
Oh,
So
August
it's a popular
19th sounds
night for
like a
us.
good night.
Yeah.
All right. Keep that one in your calendar.
But like I said, it was cool. We were all Dale Earnhardt fans.
Mhm.
And Dale Earnhart's truck won that night, too, with Ron Hornaday.
Oh, nice.
So that was a whole neat experience.
That is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So what do you got this year? You going to be evergreen
Yep.
weekly?
We're going to try.
Okay.
Trying to find some more sponsorship, of course, because there's a lot more races on the schedule this year.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we're trying to find a sponsor to run the whole season. But we'll run as many as we can.
Absolutely.
The goal is, like I said, the body's painted. I just got that back. Thank you to Mike Stringer and Stringer's Collision Center for taking care of that. We get it back in the garage, fasten it down, and make a call to Scott Adams at Himmer Graphics and get the car lettered. And hopefully we'll be ready for practice day and to turn some laps and see where we have to fine tune.
There you go. And AJ, when are you going to finalize your deal? Do you know yet?
I think in the next week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
hopefully
it's
so.
all coming together here.
Yep, I said we have a plan B that I might have to work after, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Well, good luck to all of it. I mean, we look forward to obviously getting the Young Lions program together with you guys. So hopefully you get some races under your belt, and we'll certainly be following you and promoting you the best we can.
No, thank you.
Of course. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about tonight, discuss? Any sponsors?
Well, like I said, without our sponsors, the car wouldn't go. I got concrete construction out of Bath. Billy and Crystal Carr have been with me about 15 years now. They've been supporting me great. I got to meet them through my wife Heather at her work. They're coworkers, and so if anybody needs any concrete work locally, give Billy a call. Our chiropractor Joe Perley at Associated Chiropractic, he's on the car every weekend, and Nathan Shive from Mass Mutual Insurance. without them, the car wouldn't go. So I said, always looking for more. I mean, always a longtime friend, Jim O'Malley, supports us however he can. But like I said, it's
Big Jim's been around forever.
yeah. I mean, he started
seems like
helping.
a staple. He's been around forever.
He started helping Dad in '87, and then he left for a couple years to help Tim Henry, and then he came back and helped me. And he did a lot of help with AJ. But he was one. We did one trip to Hagerstown, and Jim said, "I got it covered. Whoop, let's take him down." So without all them, it'd be great. Unfortunately, lost them over the years. That people closing businesses. So, but no, it's great. I mean, like I said, things like this, let you and Joe make happen. We can get our names out there and our faces out there. And, like for us, like we always say, we tell our businesses, if we absolutely can, you have a special day going, you want the car on display, we'll bring it out.
Absolutely. It'll bring the fans.
Correct. I mean, and like Colton was saying, one of the big things I remember as a kid, I love watching Dad race, but I wanted to get in the pits.
Yeah.
Go see him, and then go on. Okay, now I got to make my rounds. I got to go see Chowder. We got to go see Johnny Markovic.
As soon as that gate opened, we were gone. We were in the pits like little kids, running around.
Yep. So I mean, it's nice. I mean, you get to meet people that way. I mean, as a kid, that's a great thing. And then you see the drivers talking. Like I said, to this day, I mean, we're looking at almost 50 years. We're friends with John Markovic because of the racing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. My son's number 95 because of Johnny. That's who I was helping when he started racing.
Yep. I mean, actually, John gave me my first ride in a modified.
Nice.
It was one
and
night.
Matty Hirschman as well.
Yes. Yep. Actually, it was, I think Matt got his in 2000. Mine was 2002. I didn't know about it till after the fact. My manager over here had it set up for it. Unfortunately, I got disqualified after the heat race because we had another track's tire on the car, and so they disqualified us for the night.
DQ'd you?
Yeah. I looked at it as a positive. I said, well, somebody was worried about me being the modified the first time that I was going to win the race, I guess. So
it made for a good story anyway.
Yeah.
Joey, anything in chat?
No, Jason Kohler said when Russ was talking about racing down there at Grandview Speedway, Jason Kohler said that he had a CMS missile under the hood too.
Oh, Harowitz motor.
He certainly wasn't lacking for power, for sure.
No, we weren't. My owner, that part owner with me, when we put that motor in the modified Denver on Evergreen, yeah, it definitely was a good motor, but.
So we always ran at Mahoning too. It was a lot of steam.
But Mark Shoemaker was my part owner then from Mars Excavating, and he put the money up for the motor, and it produced.
Yeah.
And then we went to Evergreen with it, and we won. Oh my gosh,
30-some races.
30-some races there with it. So yeah, it was a stout piece.
Not too shabby.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
So Russ, what do you think the biggest things changed since you raced regularly to today?
Tires changed, number one. Yeah, chassis setups, and more is buying everything instead of making some stuff. I made my own A-frames. When I ran Dorney Park,
right?
For lean and tilt and camber, and now everything is bought
right off the shelf.
Yeah, right off the shelf, and it doesn't always fit right off the shelf. So
That's a true story.
You wind up finessing it, but so much is more like you buy it and we're.
Russ, besides buying everything nowadays as opposed to yesteryear, one of the things that has shocked me the most in new age racing is the shock packages. How much different is a shock package today compared to several years ago?
Well, I'm going to say way different because when I ran shocks, you didn't really even worry about it. You went to the speed shop, you bought a set of shocks and you put it on the car.
And you put them on the car.
And that's what you race with all year. Now it's like you change a shock like from this week to the next week, and they're not cheap to change.
No.
And maybe when I ran my modified, we ran shocks and we went down to Bruce's speed shop. Actually, my crew chief, Dean Smith, we went down there, spent a day down with Bruce, and he showed us, we ran Bilsteins at that time. He showed us how to rebuild a shock and how to revalve it, because we kind of got into that then a little bit more. I guess that was the start of it. And, But we came up and we built 2 sets of shocks, and we brought them up and we put a set on, and we went out. We won the heat, and we came in, and Dean said, "What do you think?" I said, it's okay, you know. I said, "But let's put the other shocks on." He goes, the guys aside of us came over and they said, to Dean, he said, "What are you doing? What? You're changing shock? You just went out and you blew us away in the heat." No, he said Russ wasn't fast enough. He said, "Want the other setup on?" So, and we did go out and won that feature though too. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, shocks are so much different. Yeah, it's just crazy for.
We just went from shocks just to give a more of a comfortable ride to tie downs, easy ups. Just now, a lot of these open wheel cars have multiple adjustments in them and everything. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Well, some cars have 5 and 6 shocks on them now, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
And every trailer up and down the road's got a shock dyno inside it, and it's out of control. Do you need it? Who knows? But does everybody have it? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep, you got to keep up for sure.
I mean, I don't know what it's like in the asphalt modified or the asphalt scene, but these dirt guys are just out of control with their shocks.
Well, at least for us with the street stock, they have a cost limit. But, some of the guys are still exceeding it.
Yeah.
I mean, we got ours through Jimmy Bernheisel at BRC.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, we talked to Chris Hahn, who built the car. And, he said, this is what I really recommend. And, like you said, a big split on one corner. It's like, okay, I understand the tracks change, I understand the tire change, but it's still a street stock. I mean,
I'm a big fan of 4 Steel Pro Shocks. That's it. There's your shock rule.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Figure it out.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, even like you said, I mean, the smallest detail is amazing anymore, even in the street stocks.
Mm-hmm.
It's
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. We were there for Jen's race at Evergreen. We had 20 some, maybe 30 race cars there. And everybody's within 2/10.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough.
Yes.
You got to figure it out, but you got a wrench like your pop in the shop there. You're already ahead of the curve.
Well, yeah, and like you said, it goes back to the preparation in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
He's always thinking. A couple of times when I get home in the afternoon in the summer, asking AJ, said, "What'd you do today?" "Oh, I worked on the car a little bit." He said, "The pappy sat there. He looked at his notebook, studied.
Yeah.
Looked at another notebook." Went on the computer, went over, did this to the car. But his theory, which I agree with, we never go to the track the same way 1 week to the next.
Really?
Just try a little something different. Nothing big. If it doesn't work, okay, now we can just make that adjustment, go back
a little bit.
And back in 2000, Joe Calavini decided one night we're going to do triple 15s for the modifieds.
Oof.
Okay. Dad started third and first one won it. Won by straight away. Go out in the front stretch. You do anything to the car but change tires? He says, jack it up. Okay. Change a little wedge. I said, why?
What are you doing?
I said, you're straight away ahead. It could be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Started 6th in the next feature. Lap 7, he took the lead and drove away. Okay. Got out there after the second one. I said, what do you want to change? The car is pretty good. We'll leave it go. Third feature started 9th, finished 3rd. He got out to the track for victory lane. He said, I guess we should have changed something. But I mean, he and Dean.
Yeah. What a combination.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
is Dean still around?
Yes, he's helped us a few times with the car. Like he came down
because he was a staple with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, we still talk. I mean, we talk almost every week yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was down a couple times. He did the bump steer on the car for us this year.
And that's a good thing, too. You surrounded yourself with great people from the beginning, and they're still here. It's just good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and that is a nice thing. Like I said,
crew members coming and going, and this and that, and chaos and nonsense.
Right? Yeah, like I said, Dean, I know he loves modifieds. He says our cars have too many fenders on them.
Oh,
but he comes down and works, and as much as he can, or even still, he always texts me after each race, how'd it go? So, I mean, he has a lot of interest and he cares. It's great.
Good deal.
And he's down a couple of times to watch AJ race the quarter midgets. And so, yeah, it's really great to have all those people around all the time.
AJ, do you prefer the dirt or the asphalt? Now that you're back on asphalt.
Yeah.
Definitely better.
Yeah.
Good. Did you ever run anything besides a quarter midget on dirt?
A slingshot once at Linda's.
How'd that go?
I had fun.
Yeah.
I got 5th out of 7 cars. but I didn't like how much it slid around.
Oh, you like the comfort feeling, the grip.
Yeah.
Well, I think even on asphalt, you got to be on the edge, out of control a little bit.
Some nights. I mean, like I said, I remember watching Dad. He sits in a car like this. I said, so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I said, we got the early this year. One night I come in, AJ says, Dad, you're moving your hands a lot through the corner. He said, remember what you told me, nice and smooth. Okay. Started relaxing in the car a little bit more. And then we won 3 heat races in a row. So
you got to show off.
It's cool, like I said, again, his maturity that he sees these things that we've been telling him, and he's taking notice. And
Mm-hmm.
so,
Now, do you still have a modified at the shop or no?
No, we sold that. That went shortly before we bought the street stock.
Okay.
And so it was hard to see it go because I do love the modifieds.
Oh yeah.
And it was a raceworks car, which is something I wanted ever since we got the first one from Ed Flemke in '91. And but it just,
there's a blast from the past.
yeah, I just couldn't do it. I mean, even with the sport mod, we were competitive there, but you just couldn't do it. And I'm not a fan of the crate motors personally.
Yeah.
But let's go back to street stock racing.
Mm-hmm.
And like after the Jennifer's race,
Yeah.
and we got home. Okay, I finished 6th overall. But I gave Dad a hug when we got home. I said, Dad, that's the most fun I've had in a race car in years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now we're having fun again in the car.
That's why we do it, right?
And
I mean, if you're not having fun, stay home.
Right. I mean,
Agreed.
yes.
Right, Joey?
Yep. I mean,
Yes,
like
100% agreed. It's not even worth it if you're not having fun.
yeah. And like I said to AJ a couple of times, I said some of my best and most fun races were ones I didn't win.
Yes. Yep.
It's a fun passing car. Yes. I mean, the point is to go out there and win every week. But, I mean, we're having fun. We're making progress. We're coming from the back to the front.
If you go forward, that's a win. That's what I always told Anthony.
Yeah.
If you start 20th and you finish 15th, hey, we went forward. If you start second, you win, great. But if you start on the pole and you're 10th, something's wrong here.
We had
And it happens. We've been there.
Oh, yeah. That happened to AJ one night. He was leading a race, and all of a sudden, the car went way away, and then we can pull out a track, and Dad's shaking his head. He said, "Well, something's not right here. We don't give races away like this." And,
right.
And we found
and
a
you
problem.
go home and you figure it out. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Well.
Hey, guys, a couple quick things from chat here. Selena O'Neill says, go Francis. And Rod Chrisman says, good luck to the France family. So you guys got a lot of moral support here. This is amazing.
Well, Selena's my mom's partner at the hair salon. She became a big part of our family a few years ago. And then, Rod Chrisman, we used to park next to at Evergreen when he ran modifieds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're a great family. Well, I remember watching Bub race down at Dorney Park, and
Sure.
And it's nice to see Brandon and Jacob, how their careers are taking off.
Yeah, we had Jake on the show here last year, and it's the first time I really ever met him. What an outstanding young man.
Yeah, he was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, the Christmans are great family.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave them a hug up there this year when I saw them. When they saw me, and it's all family oriented.
Really good people.
Really good people. Yeah.
I think their fundraiser's coming up this weekend, maybe.
Something like that. I remember seeing that on Facebook. Yeah.
So if you're in the area, the Blue Mountain Fish and Game Association up there, and I think it's Danielsville, just check them out. Support them. So what else you guys got? Anything else? When are we kicking off the season?
May 3rd is opening day at Evergreen. So, like I said, our plan is to be there for that and go from there. Hopefully, like I said, Jason had a few more races to schedule this year.
Are you on weekly?
The street stocks are on pretty much every week that there is open. I think we were on, was it AJ 2 weeks on and a week off, something like that.
Yeah, I think the first 2 weeks you're on, I think I saw. I just printed the schedule out, and then I think it's off for a week or so, and then back on for a
again.
couple. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if this novice deal at the hobby stock works out for AJ, he'll be on a Saturday, then we'll run a Sunday, which it is nice to an extent. Not thrashing on a couple cars. We did that one of the last races of the season. Jason let AJ run the hobby stock race. My nephew was there with his slingshot, and we had the street stocks over there between 3 cars all day long.
Going bananas.
Yep.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, so it was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's nice to have just one car a day.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much love coming from the chat here for the Frantz family. I can't. Now, Diane, this is kind of a funny story. So this is from Diane.
Okay.
No matter where we go, someone always says, hey, that's Russ Frantz. Even when I took Paul for his colonoscopy, as if he was related to Russ Frantz.
Awkward moment.
Yeah. I know.
Dylan says, happy to see 3 generations of racing. And Sue and Henry Wilt in the house. Good to see you guys. We know the Frantz family since 1984 at the Dorney Park Speedway.
Absolutely.
So there's so much love. And I have to put my 2 cents into here. And although I do not know these gentlemen, AJ is now part of the LDE family, so I get a chance. By rights, I can pick on him now. So I'm going to say this. AJ's going to be just fine, but he's not going to hit greatness until he grows the Frantz mustache. Then he's going to be at next level.
Yeah, good observation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paulie's had that thing since I think we were 6.
Yeah, we would always be somewhere, anywhere we'd be, it seemed like, and somebody would come by, hey, Russ, how's it going?
Yeah.
Great. And my wife would go, who is that? I don't know.
Say, I have no idea.
I would say Dorney Park. I
Yeah.
said, he's a Dorney Park Evergreen.
I spent a lot of time with Ronnie Dunstan, and it's the same thing. Oh, blah, blah, blah. They'll talk for 20 minutes, and I'll walk away. Who's that? I have no clue. No idea.
Yeah.
Well, it just tells you that you've left your name and your mark on a lot of people, and everybody remembers you, and it's always a good thing.
Well,
Yeah.
that makes you
Seriously,
feel
it's
good.
great.
It makes you feel good that you
For sure.
that you did right. Yeah.
Yep. And I'll tell you, Joe, one of my favorite stories in the last few years, I was telling Bear up the EMPA banquet. Our daughter Brianna sang the national anthem at the PBL Center a few years ago, and they introduced us to Steve Post, and because he was going to introduce her. And
Yeah.
Steve said, okay, might have your name. She's a very quiet young lady. I'm Brianna. He just looks at her. Okay, do you have a last name, or you can be like Rihanna the singer? So he opened her up and she said, oh, I'm Brianna Frantz. And Steve cocks his head the other way and he says, any relation to Russ Frantz?
Oh, my.
And she said, yeah, that's my pappy. Oh, I remember seeing him at Evergreen and following him. And I mean, I was shell shocked. I looked at Steve Post. I said, you know who my dad is? He says, yeah. I said, you know who my dad is? Yeah, why is that so hard to believe? I said, Steve, you're a national name. I said, you're on the radio, you're on TV. I said, you know who my dad is? I said, don't worry. I mean, he's my hero. I said, but you know who he is? That just floored me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hats off to you guys. It's just awesome. It's just really cool stuff. Again, it says everything about your persona and your personalities. It's so true.
Well, he said, we always try. I mean, all the time, even, again, when I played baseball, Dad always taught me, it's good sportsmanship. You play hard. Same thing with racing. It's just racing. You do it hard, but you do it respectfully. I'm not saying you don't go home upset some weeks, but it's just racing. You let it go. It's something I've tried to get better at over the years and try to instill in AJ. You're going to lose a lot more than you're going to win.
Yeah.
You do it respectfly,
Well, like I
love that
Like
attitude.
I said, I don't
I
remember
love that.
anybody ever coming to you guys' pit and wanting to beat you up.
No, we
Yeah.
try not to.
Right. Right. Because you smoked them on the track. Well, you know what? Too bad. That's the way it goes.
Gentlemen, I do have a question for you from chat. This is from a good friend, Mr. Tom Clausen. Why no Mahoning with new people running it?
Awkward
You want to take that one, Dad?
silence.
Well, it's just not a track we ever really enjoyed.
Okay.
I hope it takes off for the new promoters. I really do. I hate to see tracks close. But it's just, for years, like when Dorney closed, it became like Dorney 2.0.
Yes.
And for a lot of years, it stayed that way. But it just, I enjoy watching there. I mean, but the 2015, I folded my car in half there, so I just don't. You definitely have a lot of skill. I will not take anything from anybody that races there. And I've seen lots of good racing. I've seen caution-free races there lots of times. But it's just not a place we enjoy taking the car to. I mean,
I can respect that because that place does not look like it's for the weak when it comes to racing, man. You got to have your act together or you would just get gobbled up.
Oh, and very easy. And I mean, one night there, we were all packed up. It was caution free till about, I think, 3 to go, and somebody got turned, and about fifth, sixth, and all of us from there on back were involved.
Junked.
Yeah, I mean, and Bobby Jones, he went to the hospital because of it, and it was just an unfortunate thing where 2 cars got together. Again, not that it can't happen anywhere else, but it's just, I don't enjoy it there that much. I'll go and watch and support my friends that race there, but it's not a place I really want to race.
No, you guys got that evergreen setup down pat, and it's relaxed up there, and it's good racing, and it's a whole different group of people. It's definitely 2 different racetracks and 2 different styles of racing.
It is. I mean, it's like evergreen. You put it to the floor and you lift. When I was racing at Mahoning, Mike Sweeney and I were good friends. We started in factory stocks against each other. And the one night he came to me, he says, "Stop making this evergreen. There are no straightaways here."
Right.
He said, "You can't put it to the floor and lift. You got a momentum." I mean, we got closer till the end, but it just...
Mike Sweeney brought me 6 boxes of Girl Scout cookies yesterday. We're good friends, too.
Oh, yeah. I lost my dealer. She graduated high school.
Oh, no. Well, talk to Mike.
But, yeah, no, like I said, Mahoney's a great place. Like I said, I just don't enjoy racing there that much.
Yeah. Hey, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Very fair.
Yep. I mean, it's like different people talk about different racetracks. I mean, like I said, too, in my heart, I want to try Wall Stadium in the worst way, but I don't want to take my car there.
Yeah, and I can respect that. Some people just don't understand that. Like, well, why aren't you running here? Why aren't you running there? It's it doesn't matter what the venue is or what the track is, and you're not bad mouthing the track. If you don't feel comfortable and or you're not really that good at a specific speedway, why go there and beat your head against a rock when you can go to a place where you feel more comfortable and you can be much more competitive? It just makes common sense.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the theory. The more places you race, the better you can become.
Yes,
but it's still, you said you're not always going to be comfortable everywhere. I mean, I guess I like the Danner family. I mean, Dad drove for Roy Sr. back in the early '80s, so we've known them. But watching what Briggs Danner can do, because he gets to go to different tracks. I like Earl Paulus, watching him from Mahoning. Even dirt and asphalt.
He's got a mod for sale if you're interested.
No, I'm good. That's the wrong chassis.
I know.
I mean, no, this Art Barry did really good things too. But yeah, no. So yeah, I mean, that's one reason why we try to take AJ with the quarter midgets. We took him to Hagerstown. Our primary was Keystone, but no, we would go up to Blue Mountain. Well, that one we only did once, but we did Pocono at least once a year, and it got better, and it helped him to learn. He won a race at Pocono, and then friends of ours, the Goldbish family, said, "Come down and race Phoenixville." We went down there twice, and he won both times down there.
Nice.
So he's learning to adapt.
Yep.
I mean, that was a nice thing. Like, when Dad ran the Modified Tour in '93, we got to go to 7, 8 different tracks.
Yeah.
And anywhere from, a small 3rd mile up to the mile at Nazareth or New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely diversity is a necessity, I think, to help you. But you also have to stay in your realm and know what you can and can't do.
Absolutely. Anything else there, Joey?
Oh, I got a kick out of this here. This is Paul's wife, Heather. And she said, everyone knows Paul no matter where we go to, at the grocery store, even when we're miles from home. So it's just another little...
I'm still hung up on the colonoscopy. Because that's a pretty legendary story.
It really was.
Yeah.
Tom Clausen, as a follow-up to the Mahoning question, was, as you said, it has to be fun. And, so we're on agreement there. And Sue and Henry Wilt said, didn't Russ finish around 3rd in an open show at Mahoning in the early 90s?
Yes, I did. It was in Dean's car that he was in partnership with, and we ran alcohol, and we should have ran gas because we had to pit for fuel.
Oh no! Was that a Run With Your Brung show?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep. Bob McCready.
Yeah,
came down and he won that race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the story about that. So. I used to have a picture hanging there, but Ronnie Dunstan was driving our car, 777. We had this massive wing on the car, and we go out and we lay down like an 8.9 or something like that. Awesome time. McCready shows up late and never seen the place and blew our doors in. He came in with that stripped down car and there was nothing to it, and he made us all look stupid. Jesus Lord, who let him
McCready. Oh, he
Barefoot
was a
Bob
master on the asphalt.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we learned that day. Jesus Christmas.
Yeah, he was so smooth. Here's another comment from chat right here. Al Gildner says, "Hey, Paul, the kid is as big as you."
He grew a lot since I seen him last.
Yeah, he's looking me in the eye now. But I can still take him down. You know, keep him in place.
Still got the weight advantage.
Yeah. A few too many cheeseburgers on him.
But like you said, you ain't nothing till you grew that stash.
No, when that stash comes in, that's going to change everything.
But you're saying about my wife. She is a big supporter too. We got married in 2000. A week and a half after we got married, I started building my first car. So
some have babies, some have race cars.
Yeah, without her support, there were a couple years where she didn't make much.
I love the support group you guys have with your family. This is just amazing to me. It's you guys are so fortunate and so lucky to have that much support from your family is just second to none.
Yes, we are. Like I said, they can't always go all the time, but as much as they can, they're there.
Now your daughter's taking on the role of the photographer with Walt, right?
Yes.
So that's cool.
We put her in AJ's quarter midget once in the backyard, and she wanted no part of it. But she would always come and watch AJ race and watch me race, and then she decided she wanted to get into photography. So I said, let's talk to Jason and Dino, take pictures at the track so you can just to learn. And she all gung ho for that, and then Walt just took her under his wing, and the first day she was at the track, she come back at intermission with the biggest smile on her face. She said, "Dad, I really like this. I'm enjoying it."
That is so cool. We need more young people in the on the media side of things too.
Absolutely.
Man. Welcome aboard.
That's why it was great to have her at EMPA this year.
Yeah, and she loved the banquet. She enjoyed what she heard, and she learned some things. Carl Fredrickson from Speedway Illustrated took a good half hour at least, maybe more, to stand and talk with us and gave her some pointers. And he said, you send me pictures, he says, we'll put them in the magazine, especially if it's fitting a story that we have going.
Well, young AJ might be in that magazine too, because he's very interested in the Young Lions program. So
yes.
That's very cool.
Don Allen says, good luck this season, guys.
Oh, thank you. Yep. No, like I said, that's the other thing. I've gained a lot of fans on my own just because of Dad. Mm-hmm. And, that it's cool. So many people come up. I remember watching your dad at Dorney Park, and he was my favorite there. So I got to root for you here. And, that means a lot to me too.
Sure. Yeah. That means Dad did good.
Yes. This is kind of funny. Heather says, I tried, but Mom said no with a laughy face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her biggest racing was she won a couple big wheel races at Evergreen. So she did, and she won there too. So
there you go.
Can't take
See, that's why they like that place. They got it all figured out.
Yeah, well,
that is so cool.
Brianna's after me now because she did some photographs for the Enduro last year. She said, "Dad, I want to drive a junk car."
Oh boy!
I said, "No, you need to have a roll cage in the car." No,
yeah.
That is so awesome, Barry. I hate to be the informer. Bad news,
another quick hour.
7:57
Holy
already.
Cow.
And I don't know how that went by so quickly.
My God, this whole night.
It's just been insane. If you wouldn't mind taking a few minutes and reading off our sponsors there, if you'd be so kind to do that, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, before we get going here, is there anything else you guys want to cover? Any sponsors you want to shout out to again? Or first of all, we appreciate you guys coming in. Russ, you definitely did great. You got to be proud of your son and your grandson. And,
I'm proud of both of them.
For sure.
Yeah, and the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, that's behind us. And everybody, the fan base is so big and all the supporters.
It's a heck of a village.
It's just unbelievable. And we thank you. Thank you for inviting us here.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
We had a great time, and we really appreciate it.
No problem.
And we look forward to these guys getting better. And yeah. Keep
You
moving
guys and your
forward.
whole squad are just a class act, man. I'm so happy to meet you guys and really looking forward to meet you in person. I'm sorry you couldn't be there tonight, but
No, that's understandable.
yeah, you guys are amazing.
You got anything, dude? No, but like I said, thank you guys for having us on. Like I said, Bear and I have been friends for a long time, and he's a big supporter of our team, and I'm glad to be a part of this Lowdown Entertainment team. And like I said, anytime you want, give us a call. We'll gladly come on and help out.
This is an open platform for you guys as well. You know, whatever you got going on.
Yeah, hey, we're 15 minutes apart, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're part of the family now, whether you like it or not.
No, I love it, man. Like I said, at the MPA, I was so grateful to Bear for putting the cameras on the car for that race. I said my sponsors could visually see then instead of just a picture, to see what their name is doing out there. So I mean, you guys are doing great for all of us. It's a big thank you.
Appreciate that. Well,
very quickly before we get into sponsors, Barry, from chat, from Sue and Henry Wilt, and these guys know, Paul, tell your daughter to talk to other photographers to learn the camera. Now, here's 3 names that are a home run all the way around. Bob Yurko, Don Marks, and Leroy Bogert taught me a lot.
Okay.
And those of you who know, Bob Yurko is just an amazing photographer. Leroy Bogert's been around for a long time.
Yep, I know him.
And many of you know Don Marks was my best friend of 19 years before he unfortunately passed away. So you guys were definitely in some really, really good company there, and you learned from 3 of the absolute best.
Yeah,
and,
I have a lot of his pictures.
that's great advice for Paul's daughter for sure.
Yeah, Walt's doing great for her. He really is. He's become part of our family. And then, I got to meet Dennis Takis when I raced at Mahoning, and there's a couple of times he gave Brianna some advice. So, there's a lot of people that are reaching out on their own to her, and I'm grateful for everybody who's doing that.
Yeah.
Christine up at Evergreen, same thing too. She's helping us, and she and Brianna get along real well. So, no, thank you. Appreciate that.
That's fantastic. I refer to Dennis Takis as the second angriest man in motorsports.
That's true. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you coming out. And once again, we couldn't do any of this without our sponsors. And behind us tonight's show, obviously sponsored by Yakko's the Hot Dog King, Laney Lick Racing, Smith Fabrication, home of the Stage 1 Modifieds, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Roselli Racing, like I said earlier. Young James is getting ready to roll out to California for a big KKR race out there. Arner Furniture and Appliance, S&D Bodyline, Roy Danner Paving, and our sponsor for the Young Lions is Drips Detailing. So that's it. Until next week, have a great night, everybody. Thank you guys again, and good night.
Thank you,
and
Bear.
God bless.